handicap for our
Hello.
golf cart. Where is our golf cart? In the front. Maybe that one. Look at how pretty they did with the grass. What? The grass. Oh my God. I mean, in the summer, it was all dead, I'm sure. Oh,
Must be an event or something going on.
Here we go. Did you know this?
And where do you think you're going, honey?
Dixie.
Come on. Come on. Put your butt in there.
Come on. Not believing that. Hi, I'm Dawn. Yeah, I think I got you at your mom.
Cool.
All right. She just needs to breathe.
I know.
It was really a surprise, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely. Oh, girl, how nice for you. I don't know.
Yes. Honey, you really didn't expect it, did
Nothing.
you? Oh, how sweet. How
It
nice.
came a long way away.
Everybody
Good.
here. You're getting
Good.
there. They're waiting for you. Come on.
Come on, Dixie, let's
You're
go.
making me cry.
Come on, Dixie, let's go.
Let's go.
Nice.
You came from a long way away.
I'm not the only one, honey. You got so many friends here.
Oh my God.
Really?
Who did this? Not your husband.
Dixie.
I got her out of the house.
Dixie.
Not Aunt Donna.
Dixie. Oh, it's Diamond.
I have the whole
You could have stayed with us. I know.
And that's my room you're giving away.
I know, I totally started crying right away.
This is everybody. My past. Not everybody.
Saying nothing about that.
This is my first date. They're always in high school. And he brought me home over his shoulder to my pillow. I was so drunk. Now it's on. You went
Long, long time.
Very cute. Oh my God. Dawn, did you know this?
Oh, no.
No. This one. Bonnie.
I know, sweetheart. I came in yesterday and we were afraid they were going to see me.
Oh, I was going to call them. She's come a long way, and she's just lost her husband, our best friend. Thank you for
I know.
coming.
I I know, I wouldn't have missed
And then you kissed her.
here in,
Did you see us?
in spirit.
Yes.
You know.
So we're waiting here in the wrong
I saw you coming.
I said, Mom, go over there and park over there.
I'm walking.
And all your faces and. I went to high school with you? Oh. I was gonna say, that would be my brother. I just want to thank all of you for coming and all, just, it's such a blissful thing to have friends for all these years.
From everywhere.
From everywhere. From Mexico to Florida to, name out, where are you from? Minnesota.
Canadians too.
Oh!
We got Canadians. And you snuck in.
South of the border.
Check the green card.
Petaluma.
Mexico.
I already mentioned
Yeah, we got that.
Okay,
Anyhow, Mom, I love you so much. I know it's not your 80th. Ronald, you are younger every day. You, both of you, Ron, your spirit and what you're going through. You're very blessed. Mom, you're an amazing woman. Your friends show that in every way. And I just love all of you, and I'm so grateful. Exactly. That's what keeps you all young.
Yeah.
All of you. Anyways, thank you. I've taken up too much time. Rocky, where'd Rocky go?
Loves my
He went out again. Okay. How about this one?
Dixie, do you have something to say? You want to come up here and say something to your friends?
Just take the
Come
mic.
on.
Take the mic to her.
It's not wireless, otherwise you'll be. Come on, get up here.
Dixie.
Come on,
Dixie.
Dixie.
Oh, I think everybody else wants to say. Oh, okay. Pass the mic around.
Hold on, here we
Wait,
go.
Mom, sit. They all want to talk.
Come on, you're on, Dix.
They want to
You want me to sit down?
Come on, you're on.
stand up. But they want to talk, right?
No, you're talking. You're talking. Forget them.
Turn around and talk.
There's the people out there. Forget these people. Forget the
Before I have
fancy.
another drink.
You guys are the best.
First, I want to say, I never knew I had so many friends that would come so far to see me. I've adored you all, missed you, I relate all the time to our stories. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Don't tell anybody bad.
Can we see your ID? You Are you really?
Thank you.
Wow. I'm waiting for her to pay attention, so I just.
There we go.
That's your father.
Please hold on.
I'm blushing.
I just wanted to, my 2 seconds at the mic, to say, wow, I thought a lot about this party, and I'm sure there's a lot of friends that you have that aren't even here or were unable to make it, and I hope that when I reach your birthday, 39, that I will have this many friends in a room that love me as much as they do you, and that I kept thinking all these crazy, funny, amazing, wild stories that people shouldn't know about, so I couldn't tell those. I just love Dixie because, she's just so generous and amazing, and so warm-hearted, and I wish I could be like her because I'm really anal, and I look at her and I'm like, she gets a cat, and she walks it like a dog. and she's like, oh yeah, I got it in a wagon. This cat has a better life than I do. And I was like, oh my God, why can't I be like that? And she's just so free-spirited, enjoys life, and we all know that she just brings joy to all of us. And thank you, Dixie. We love you so much.
Who figured out how to turn this thing on?
Bad girl.
Rockets better be clean.
Okay, I got nothing to say. Hey, Mom, thanks for putting me through high school twice. And happy 60th, because that means I'm still in my 40s. No, it's been a good life. It's been a lot of fun. We definitely done our partying. And this is just another example of it. Great party. Ron, thanks for putting this all together.
Yeah.
All right, love all you guys.
So, Dix, is this on?
Yes, it's on.
Can you hear me?
Dixie!
Dixie! Dixie!
Hey, do the sign language.
So, Dixie, I just want to wish you a very happy birthday. And you know what? You always have been like such a wonderful person. Such, people are drawn to you because of your personality, because of how fun you are, because you're just empathetic, because you're just nothing but a good time. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. And it's like I always considered you guys an extension of our family. And we have always had so much fun with you. And I know everybody's kind of recapping on some of the stories that we were talking about. So I'm just going to tell you one. And I don't know if you'll think it is funny, but I do. So when we moved to our new house, Greg and I, what we could afford at the time was San Lorenzo, which is, borderline Hayward, and a little ghetto, maybe not so much. So we had Ron and Dixie come over, and Ron was, we had a great time. Steve and Lori were there. We were all hanging out, and Dixie was outside having her usual like smoke, She's like, oh, your house is just gorgeous. Like, I'm so happy you guys are in here. She was just, super empathetic, just like, just loving everything. And then I remember we were outside, and all of a sudden there was this car that like backfired, and True Dixie was like, oh my God, was that a drive-by? And she like hits me. It was just so funny because it wasn't really a really bad humor, but it was
Joe, you forgot about swinging me on the mop.
Okay, so
Don't drop it.
In the meantime, Ron, was
On the front lawn.
on the front lawn was just like, messing with Greg and was, hanging on to this mop. And Greg
swinging
said,
me around.
and they were fighting over it back and forth. And Ron, stoic and strong as he was, grabs the mop and said, Greg, and literally Greg is hanging on the end of the mop. And Ron is swinging him around like a rag doll, back and forth, and we're all laughing so hard. Dixie, we peed our pants a lot of times. A lot of very fun stories. But we love you. Thank you. I'm so happy we're here to celebrate with you. You're amazing. Love you. Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm Dawn's husband of 36 years, so 40 years. Woo! Dixie, really 40 years I've known you. And Ron, I've known you less than that, but she was married before. Let's go there, okay. Jim back there, and this man right here, friend for years, Dixie. You? Hi, and Jim. All you guys. Gretchen, great people. Dixie's a great person, period, okay? I'm lucky to be involved with this family for years, and happy birthday. We all love you. And look at all these people that came to see you.
Yeah.
You're special. Happy birthday.
Yeah. The cord doesn't go that far. You have to walk. And you have
Unplug it.
Steve, you gotta tell the glass.
Okay. Dixie.
Steven, she wants you to tell us.
Oh, yeah!
Dixie, hi. Do I have your eye contact?
Yeah, Mom.
My wife and I knew you from high school, Mark Keppel, and Jim Harden went to Mark Keppel.
Yeah.
right?
Jeannie?
Can you hear me?
And Gail?
Put that mic to your mouth and talk.
Oh,
Is Marco still around?
okay. This is a little better. Yeah. I'm gonna tell a story about Dixie. It's a little bit embarrassing. We were, at the graciousness of Ron, invited us to, what was that called?
The Follies.
The Follies. We went to the Follies one day. It was Armistice Day. They were honoring our veterans. Okay. So during intermission, the guy MC gets up and says, "I'd like to have General so and so come on the stage and introduce him. He's a very nice man, and he did this with all the different servicemen." Then he said, "Is there anybody out there in the crowd that could stand up and be recognized as a volunteer for our army?" Dixie got up. Dixie got up and Ron said, "Dix, what the hell you doing?" "Well, I was a Girl Scout." Now, I didn't mean to really embarrass you like that. I'm sorry. So, we.
What about that?
He said, what
Dixie.
the hell you doing? Sit down.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing? Sit down. I'm going to sit down on the mic. We love you both.
Okay, come on, come on.
Speak up, we can hear you.
If you stop, I will.
Oh, it's me now, okay, go.
At issue. I just want to share one story about this whole thing of getting people together. We worked very hard to make it possible for Dixie to have each and every longtime friend here, which I think we succeeded pretty well. But there is a couple, his name is Golden Scott, and his wife is named
Marilyn
Marilyn.
Lonigan.
Marilyn Lonigan. She broke her hip. And she was getting along great. She was on a walker. And a couple of days ago, before we were all supposed to meet here, she fell and broke her leg. Scotty called.
This is sad.
And I choke up when I think about this, but he actually was crying, saying, "I can't stand the thought I'm gonna miss my Dixie Girls party."
Yeah.
So I'm glad everybody else is here.
And Marilyn was a wonderful friend in high school.
Well,
You know.
Let's go visit her right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I feel like.
Hey, Sue!
Okay. I'm Lynette's sister.
yes.
So I know a lot of stories. I've not been there necessarily, but a lot of fun stories. But one of the fun stories that is one of my favorite stories is Ron and Dixie and another couple from Danville. They belong to the theater situation in Danville, and we're going to the theater at Fort Mason, where I worked at an art gallery. And so I says to Dixie, I felt like I needed to have a caper with her because I've heard about all these other capers. So they're going to this theater and they have invited Felix and I to go. And we were trying to decide where we could go to dinner because all the restaurants around there were a ways away and parking was difficult. I said, oh, we could have dinner at the gallery. I knew the code to get in. So, do you remember that, Dixie, when we had we had a lavish party at the gallery, just the four of us.
Oh, that was such a beautiful, beautiful in San Francisco that anyone could have.
Then all of a sudden I realized what time it was, and I had to do the numbers to get out of there and close it before the inspection people came around that night.
So anyway, that was something that was very risque for me to do. I was really a little bit afraid.
Yeah, that was a good party. I remember
Oh,
that.
that was
See all the paintings.
It's just a beautiful
famous.
place. It was really fun. And Dixie brought all these beautiful table decorations for our table. It was just an amazing time to be with you.
We like to do something on the edge of it.
Yeah, a little edgy.
exciting.
That's it.
Edgy, edgy.
And then Cheryl has some stories too.
Come on, Cheryl!
Gretchen,
Gretchen, you're next.
Well, I don't know if you remember this one either, Dixie, but
okay, Mom.
it has to do with Lynette because that's our connection.
Yay!
And
God
yeah,
bless you, Lynette.
and Lynette has passed away, and we miss her very much and think about her every day. We're wearing things of Lynette's. Anyway, so well, I wasn't there. Many times I wasn't there, but I heard about it. And so I guess I don't know whose plan it was. It doesn't matter. But what I heard was that Lynette and Dixie decided that there was a plant in the New Porter Inn that was really, really cool, and they wanted it. And so they came up with this plan to pretend that they were plant care people. And they went down to the New Porter Inn and barged in and said, we're taking this plant, and the people are going, well, we don't know about this. Well, yeah, we'll bring it back. We're exchanging, blah blah blah, whatever we're doing. And out they went with this phenomenal plant from a restaurant. Anyway, yeah, there were lots of little papers that they did. And then the other thing, I just have to tell you about the moment that I met Dixie, because I don't know that you'll remember this, because I was a wayfarer that had come from Illinois, well actually it was Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, to California on my own, and I met.
Runaway.
I was a runaway, and I met Lynette, and Lynette introduced me to Dixie. And when I went to the house in Corona Del Mar, and Dawn and April were children in bed, but I'm tagging along with Lynette, who met me in a bar that I shouldn't have been in because I was only 17 years old. That's another story. But anyway, so I wind up with these two dynamic ladies, and we're only 10 years apart. But anyway, and I'm getting to know what California is all about in her house in Corona Del Mar. And so Dixie is wearing a midriff and hip huggers, banana style, wide leg stuff, and she's doing the moves, and we're just having a good old time in her living room. And here comes this big spotlight in the window. Do you remember this, Dixie? I mean, a huge spotlight. And Dixie's going, oh my God, there he is. Who? Oh, that policeman. He just won't leave me alone. That was my introduction.
Is that the cop that left the gun underneath the couch that one morning?
Yeah.
I
Oh my
figured
God.
that was.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we found a gun the
Yeah.
next morning.
Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, we could go on forever. I think everyone here should submit stories in writing. Just pile them all together.
And everything was dazzling and high rolling and airplanes and all of that. And we're sitting in a bar one night. We all decided we were going to take scuba lessons. So everybody said yay, and we signed up for the scuba lessons. And as we were walking out of the bar, Dixie pulled me in the ladies' room and she said, you have to give me swimming lessons too. I said, Dix, we signed up for scuba. She said, don't tell Donald. Okie dokie. So we were living in Corona Del Mar. I went down the next morning to pick her up. She comes out of the door. She's got a face mask, one fin, and a snorkel. And she said, I'm ready. So we go over. I was living in this apartment complex. I can't remember the name of it. Big pool. We get in the pool. I get Dixie by her pants, and we're walking. Breathe. I'm doing the whole thing. 2 days later, Donald calls, and he said, if she's only doing 3 laps, force her to 4. I'm walking her. I said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll force her. You got it. Now, in the meantime, Dixie goes out and gets a bathing cap with flowers, waterproof eyelashes. And I said, you know it's true.
Yeah.
I said, Dix, when we rent wetsuits, do not lie about your size or do not lie about your feet. So, of course, she did. She couldn't get out of the wetsuit. Her feet cramped. But our first night there, we were in a shallow pool, and we just had to do laps in the shallow pool, which worked out fine for Dix because the guy she was with was very self-absorbed. So he didn't know that she was walking.
She really did. She got it. It's so true. I remember that. I remember.
Now we get ready to go into the deep pool for Dixie recovery. I said, what are you going to do, Dix? I'll think about it. Don't tell Donald. So we get to the big pool. We have a ditch and recovery. We all fall in. We go back. We leave all our scuba gear. We go down and down. And I'm watching Dix. How's she going to work this? Dix gets up. God love her. She goes in the pool. She reaches aside and she says to the instructor, I've had a psychological constriction. We don't know, nobody knows what the hell it means. She had a psychological constriction. It's the truth, isn't it? Then she got the flu. That's all I know.
I remember.
Out there in Boulder on a Harley, knocking on the door, and I said, hi, is April here? And you said, April? I've got a son about your age. And I went, oh boy. And come to find out, you know, Dawn and April are about 15 and 16. But right after that
How old
became...
were you, Randy?
I was probably 20.
Oh.
So, not good.
Jailbait.
Yeah. But became good friends with Rocky and the whole family, and then wandered out to California. You guys were already here. Dixie, you took Dave and I in.
Right.
Like Mom, we lived with you.
Yeah.
And then started going out. We all partied together, and you had a beautiful girlfriend named Adriana, the German gal. Andrea. And I was kind of hot on Andriana. I'll never forget the night you guys were in your room and we're staying at your house.
No, we went to the Catalina on the boat and I said nothing.
Nothing. Well, when we got back, I snuck into your room. You guys are sleeping. And your door did one of these. It kind of opened about that far. It's pitch dark. And I went over to Andriana and went, hey, Andriana, she screamed. And I jumped up and ran right into the door. So I had a mark in my head the next day. And I thought, well, that's the last time I'm going after Andriana. But anyway, geez, a lot of memories from years ago, and you took us in like Mom. I appreciate it, and happy birthday.